Hey there. So today is the night. It's evening right now. The sun's setting. Tonight we're supposed to get our first frost of the season. We'll see if we actually get it. It's only supposed to really get down to like 30, right up 32. I did close up the greenhouse. The greenhouse is closed. The only thing really in there is that lemon tree. But let's take a last look at some of the flowers. I moved these catmint over here. I need to do a little rearranging in this area. I think that like the gomphrena will survive a frost, but there's the dahlias over here. These will not like a frost. So pretty. Salvia is usually actually a little frost hardy. Look how beautiful that color is. Oh my gosh. Next to lantanas. Lantanas are also kind of cold hardy. They usually do okay. But you will not. So pretty. And then euphorbia, I just stuck this pot in here. I don't know, that's not where it goes. I'm right in the middle of rearranging everything as I, tear everything out for summer. Let's take one last look at the Mexican sunflower just in case it's gone tomorrow. I love this plant. It is so beautiful. I've showed it to you before, but oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna make dinner, but I will come out in the morning and we'll see what happened. We'll see if we got a frost. This would be early for us. This is a good, at least couple weeks earlier than it normally is. But as I said, I'm at peace with it. I don't hate the cold as long as it doesn't get freezing. So, once we get into January, February, then I start getting sick of it. But right now, this time of year, I'm still okay with it. I'm still kind of ready, happy to be wearing a sweater. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, I'm out here, coffee in hand. It did not frost. So as you can see, all of the annuals are still blooming out here. Everything is looking great. I just opened up the greenhouse again for the day because it's gonna get warm during the day, and anytime it warms back up, it gets really hot in there. Like if you keep it closed on a sunny day, even if it's about 50 degrees out, it'll be like well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the little unheated greenhouse. So that is open, which will be good. And I'm just out here. I think I'm gonna plant a couple of those radishes today. Now that frost passed, that whatever little cold front that was, there's still not really a frost on our 10-day forecast, at least. I'm not gonna expect, honestly, to have a frost until like probably mid-November. But we're getting into that cooler season, so I did actually put out the bird feeder. You'll probably hear the birds. They're all over in the garden right now. And yeah, I'm gonna plant these radishes and see how they do. This is later than I've ever planted radishes. I got a little behind with the baby and everything, and so I'm not quite sure how that's gonna go, but I'm gonna go ahead and plant them and then just take all the row covers off and water everything really well this morning, just because I do have a bunch of little seedlings and it's a little cool, so that'll probably help them. I see a few of my little radicchios coming up, which is exciting. So I'm just gonna do a couple radishes right in here and then throw in, well, I don't know. And I was gonna put the arugula in this bed too, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if I actually have as much space as I kind of thought I did. So I'm gonna try to do a line of radishes right here, right along next to the little radicchios that are coming up. And maybe a tiny bit of arugula, but I don't really think I need to even actually throw much arugula in there at all. Yeah, I think I'm not going to. I think I'm gonna instead maybe do some arugula in a container, but I can start harvesting this arugula that is already growing. It's growing nice and quickly under these row covers, which is really encouraging to see. And so is the kale. It's starting to put on some good growth. So that is super exciting, super encouraging to see that that's happening that well. And these are the radishes that I'm doing. I'm gonna do a sparkler white tip and cherry bell, just two kind of classic little radishes, about 30 days to maturity. I'm sorry, I was looking for that word. About 30 days to maturity for this one. I believe cherry bell is also the same. So just some cute little radishes, and we'll see how they do. This was the arugula I was gonna plant, but I'm gonna save that, maybe put it in a container or something. We'll see how we go. Well, I got those planted, which is great. You can hear the cardinals and everything. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is a little bit later than I normally plant radishes. I've had a lot of trouble planting radishes in the fall. Typically I'll plant them like kind of maybe September, August, and they won't really like ever produce any bit of a root. I think because of the heat, usually they'll just put off a bunch of greens and never really develop, and I've just really struggled. And I've grown radishes in the springtime, starting them out when, you know, it's cool, and then been able to harvest them as it warms up, and that has worked better. So we'll see how it goes starting them now. The reason I'm not quite sure about it is because like direct sowing things right now is tricky. The sunlight is rapidly decreasing, so there's just not as much time for them to like get going. They just don't have as much sunlight, so that can be a little bit tricky. And then also it is getting cooler. They'll definitely germinate in these temperatures, but it's so cool at night and everything that it's not really, I don't know. And it's just getting colder and colder. It kind of makes it harder for them to get going. Now I do have those row covers, and those are, I got those from Gardener Supply. I keep falling over every time I try to squat. I think it's because I'm still not used to not having the baby bump anymore, and I gotta like get my center of gravity reorganized. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. I don't know if I'm gonna leave that in the video. Please tell me I'm not the only one who can't like squat in their garden. Anyways, so the accelerated row covers, I'm not affiliated with Gardener Supply. I just got these row covers. Everyone always asks, but they're nice because they are accelerators, so they do kind of warm things up a little bit. And I'm kind of curious if that's gonna help with with some of like the germination and stuff, and growing, and seeing if it'll get them to grow faster. I think that's why the arugula and the kales and everything that I have underneath them right now are growing so well. I don't know. I'm trying to drink my coffee as fast as I can before I go inside with the girls. But yeah, so no frost yet. I'll keep you posted. When we get our frost, I'll keep you posted on how the radishes do. I hope we get some radishes. Again, it's been a challenge over these last few falls, so this is kind of an exciting experiment. So I'm gonna pull those little row covers off to water. I do like to do that, especially when I have the seedlings getting started. So once the plants are established, I can just run the drip system, or like when it rains, there is mesh on the top part of each of those row covers, and so water gets through, and if I'm being lazy and the plants are really established, I'll just like water on top of it and let it drip down through, and it seems to do fine. But you know, it can be a little tricky like getting the edges of the beds and everything, and so I like to just basically just like make sure when I've got the seedlings that I'm taking the row covers off and really watering deeply, getting in all those edges, all those nooks and crannies, so that the seedlings, you know, obviously get as much water as they need, and I'm not just like throwing water on top. So that's what I got to do right now, and it's super easy to just pull them up. One thing that I do find with row covers is it can be a little easy to sort of not pay attention to what's going on underneath. So the more that you can come out, maybe like, you know, once a day, and just take the row cover off and get a look at everything, that's really important. You can see I got my little lettuce coming up, teeny tiny little lettuce starts. That's really great. I'm excited. And so anything that's under a row cover, these are all my containers. I just pull these off. I want to redo this container of my daughter's chalk has fallen down. I want to redo this container lettuce, or add in a little bit more. and then also plant something right here because this is dazzling blue kale. It's coming up, doing pretty well, but I want to replant the other side. And then this arugula, I planted this in the summer. It's just kind of looking tired, so I actually might take that out and just like replant with fresh arugula. Now this container, this is what I like to see with container lettuce. This is how it's supposed to look. Isn't that beautiful? And these are the tiger eye violas that I started from seed. Gorgeous. And some violas I got from the garden center. Stunning. So I love the look of that, and that's what I'm going for in all my containers. So I need to kind of do some resowing in here to get that look. You get this by planting pretty heavily, as you can see. But now I'll come in and I'll harvest these big leaves. It'll be perfect. So that's the story with that. All right, let me pull off this last row cover. Can barely contain everything in here. Oh my gosh, looking good. All right, and now to water. Ooh, I do need to put some BT because it looks like I've got something eating my collards underneath this row cover here. All right, got everything watered in. It's good to go. Still got dahlias, still got summer flowers, so it's a good day in the garden. I'm gonna keep planning all the different things that I want to fill in, but trying to just take it one step at a time. This garden season is about taking things slow and not rushing through anything, which is hard for me because I always want to do all things, get everything done right away, but trying to be slow and steady. And so far it's working, and we'll just see. Even if we're a little bit behind with doing things like planting radishes, we'll just chalk it up to an experiment and see how it goes. Who knows? You never know what's going to be like the new way that you always want to do things. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out in the garden with me. Talk to you next one. Bye-bye.